From different institutions trying to spread FUD for Dogecoin and a massive warning for it to all the latest updates and data, I'm going to talk about some very important things in this video. So let's talk about it. First of all, we are now seeing that after some positive momentum, the overall crypto market has now started to move sideways. However, the good news is that cryptos like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and others have not plummeted. They are just moving sideways while holding above their support levels. Meanwhile, we can see here that the extreme fear sentiment has returned to the market, and we can see here that the crypto fear and greed index has fallen to the 25 level during the last 24 hours. Overall, the market sentiment is not too bad, but there are some recent updates that are creating some FUD in the market, especially for Dogecoin and its holders. So we are now seeing this article from Motley, and they are basically trying to spread fear and uncertainty among Doge holders. They are saying that Dogecoin's annual carbon footprint is comparable to the whole of the Bahamas, and its energy consumption matches El Salvador, according to Digiconomist, a platform that tracks the energy consumption of various cryptos. Motley thinks that it is somewhat ironic that Elon Musk's Tesla stopped taking Bitcoin payments last year due to its enormous carbon footprint, only for him to continue to promote another token with questionable environmental credentials. So what Motley is trying to say is that Doge has massive energy consumption, and this is not a good thing. Now I know that Doge currently has considerable energy consumption, but this is still not a major issue. We know that Dogecoin developers have been working on its transition to proof-of-stake protocol. Moreover, we also know that Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin is also assisting in Dogecoin's proof-of-stake transition. Besides, last year, Elon Musk said that Dogecoin developers are looking at ways to improve transaction efficiency, and he is also working with the team. So what it means is that Dogecoin is now going to work on the proof-of-stake protocol, and it is expected that this is going to happen later this year. So once it officially happens, its transaction process will become a lot more efficient while having considerably less energy consumption. Now an ironic thing is that the Motley has itself praised the huge success of Dogecoin in this same article. They are saying that Dogecoin has many claims to fame. It's the original meme token that bred hundreds of copycats. And it is the crypto that Elon Musk took to his heart to such an extent that he bought a Doge-themed Shiba Inu puppy. Moreover, it is the joke token that gained over 6,000% in the first 5 months of last year and is now gaining traction as a form of payment. So they also believe that Doge is one of the best cryptos, and it is now gaining traction as a form of payment. And now, we are seeing that another firm is trying to spread some FUD among Dogecoin holders and new investors. So Barry Silbert, founder and CEO of DCG, the parent company of Grayscale, has taken to Twitter to post a hilarious comparison of the top cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and Zcash to different music bands. Now the thing to note here is that Barry Silbert left the Dogecoin community puzzled with a question mark after Dogecoin's name and by not giving a comparison for it. So the intended message behind the DCG founder's recently posted tweet remains unclear, but some are believing that he is targeting Doge and trying to spread FUD. Now it appears that there are a lot of things happening that are actually spreading a lot of uncertainty among Doge holders. So crypto called Apecoin has been recently making headlines. People are saying that it is going to outperform Dogecoin, and this thing is creating a lot of fear and uncertainty among holders. However, the good thing is that Doge co-founder Billy Marcus has thrown cold water on the Apecoin crypto in a recent tweet. Marcus believes that the introduction of such tokens is harmful to the NFT space since they lead to the creation of toxic and desperate communities. And I think what Marcus is saying is actually right. We can see here that Apecoin rallied hard during its first minutes of trading on major spot exchanges and peaked at $39.4, but this was followed by an 80% drop. So this is clearly showing us that all these new cryptos can only create FUD for other cryptos, and they can't outperform established cryptos like Doge. And now besides all this FUD, there is a huge warning for Dogecoin and its holders. So we are now seeing that 3 Coinbase users are accusing the company of selling unlicensed securities and are seeking at least $5 million on behalf of themselves and everyone else who purchased Doge, Solana, Cardano, or other cryptos. The users claim that, since Coinbase is allegedly selling securities, the company should have registered with the SEC as a national securities exchange. They are also asking the judge to order them to stop selling the tokens on the platform. So this is indeed a huge warning for Doge, since if Coinbase is suspended after the hearing of this case, a massive amount of Doge trading activity will be completely shut down. And with that being said, let's come to Dogecoin's current price movements. So we are now seeing that Doge is trading back in the red, and it is now moving sideways. And we can see here that it is still moving below its crucial moving averages, and it is still facing strong rejection from the 14 cents resistance level. However, the good thing is that it is still giving some slight bullish signals. We can see here that its MACD level has turned bullish, while its daily RSI value is also sitting in the neutral zone. So these are some bullish indicators for it that may help Doge to break through the resistance at 14 cents in the coming days. And now, let's come to Bitcoin for a minute. So Bitcoin is currently preserving the 40K support level, and although it is moving sideways, the overall sentiment is still very bullish. It appears that macro cues had lessened following the Federal Reserve rate hike confirmation, with a lack of new triggers from Europe steadying markets overall. And seeing this, popular trader CryptoEd is saying that the next few days should see either a continuation to a target zone of 43K or a breakdown of the current trend. Meanwhile, crypto analyst Zima is increasingly bullish on the Bitcoin outlook, and he is highlighting a long-term trend breakout for unbalanced volume. So what it means is that increasing unbalanced volume reflects a growing demand for an asset at the current traded price. For Bitcoin, the time appeared to be the night for exiting a sideways price zone in place as far back as January 2021. And Zima is saying that we have broken out of the wedge to the top side and are flipping the 20-day AVMA. And we are on the cusp of a multi-month bullish continuation after a year of crap. Now another bullish thing for Bitcoin is that the largest independent Bitcoin whale in existence is accumulating millions of dollars in Bitcoin at a steady pace. We can see here that the whale has added an additional 87 Bitcoin worth about $3.5 million on Monday. That's on top of two huge transactions on March 8th and 9th, totaling 318 and 412 Bitcoin, worth a collective total of about $29.7 million. So this is positive for Bitcoin, as whales are now buying more and more coins, and this can assist it to move to the upside from here. Moving on, we have another bullish thing happening for Bitcoin. So we are now seeing that the notorious supply shock that some investors were afraid of and some awaited just came closer. This is because the illiquid supply shock ratio has been moving up in a sharp uptrend since the beginning of the year. For those who don't know, supply shock is an unexpected spike in the demand for a commodity or an asset that highly overexceeds the available supply. In terms of commodities, supply shock is usually considered a negative thing that often plays out against consumers. But in the case of digital assets like Bitcoin, we could consider a supply shock to be a good thing for investors, as it often leads to a spike in an asset's value. And another positive thing for Bitcoin is that Bill Gross, the legendary financier dubbed the Bond King by Fortune magazine in 2002, has revealed that he invested in Bitcoin. Speaking in a recent interview with CNBC, Gross said that I simply think that crypto coins are a bubble. I do think there are survivors. I do think we need an alternative to the dollar, as we've seen in the last week or two, and that there will be several survivors, and I'm invested to a small extent in Bitcoin. So this is pretty positive for Bitcoin, as an experienced investor has invested in it. And now, let's come to Ethereum for a minute. So after showing some positive momentum, Ethereum has started to move sideways during the last 24 hours. While it is facing strong resistance from the 2.9K price level, it appears that ETH is going to break past it in the coming days. This is because some positive things are happening for it. For example, we can see here that Ethereum's last testnet has been completed now. So what it means is that the testnet basically tests how Ethereum would work in proof of stake. And we are now seeing that this testnet is now completely running under the proof of stake. So this is positive for Ethereum, as it is now pretty close to completing its journey of the proof-of-stake transition. And now coming back to Dogecoin, we have just seen that some market players are trying to create FUD for it and its holders. However, we have seen that there are no major issues for Doge. All in all, I'm still bullish on Doge, and I think that it is going to trade on the upside pretty soon. And that's it for today's video. If you liked our content, please leave a comment in the comment section below.